Welcome to Take Me to the Cloud, a place for business professionals to hear insights and best practices from industry experts that combine cloud systems, operations, supply chain, and finance.
Welcome to Take Me to the Cloud. We will start by delving into the various aspects of organizational effectiveness, team dynamics, and fostering a culture of continuous improvement. Hey, Michael, can you tell us a little bit about your background in stainless steel coatings?
Yes, of course, Kim, and thank you very much for the invitation to participate in this. I joined Stainless Steel Coatings in 1996 and originally worked on a line of business that had nothing to do with coatings, but I would say started focusing on coatings in 2010, 2011, and saw the opportunity to take what was a sleepy word of mouth company and really grow it into something with impact.
Thank you for sharing that. And I'm just going to delve straight into the questions. How does your customer service differentiate itself that has contributed to your success? And what are some effective strategies for cultivating this within a team?
One of the things that sets us apart, and this is comments I get back from potential customers who become customers, is that we'll turn people away if we think Steel It brand coatings aren't the right solution to the problem they're trying to solve. I remember one potential customer called up, asked if we could solve his problem. And we said, well, let's talk about your application. What is it you have? You know, it was a residence on a cliff, and there was tremendous corrosion problem with the metal structure that essentially was supporting the house. And probably spent 20 minutes with his customer asking about the environment, about what they had tried previously, if anything, what they expected to achieve. And the gentleman said, you know, I phoned several other coatings companies prior to this conversation, and their attitude was essentially, oh, you have a problem? We've got just what you need. And they had no idea what he needed, what his application was. And he remarked how refreshing it was that we asked a lot of questions first to understand before we made any recommendation.
That's awesome. And then how about internal communication? So how is internal communication structured to help, grow the sense of ownership in your individuals and to enhance how work gets done?
Well, everybody has a detailed job description. Everybody's role is clear. So there's accountability and there's clarity on what tasks are, expected to be completed. Then we're a hybrid workplace. We became hybrid as a result of COVID. And I think it's been a tremendous, advantage for us because we've been able to hire people, non-local people. We've been able to hire, the best people, let's say. We have several people scattered across the U.S. A lot of our workforce is still local, but not everybody. Production people go into the office every day. R&D people go in every day. They need the equipment. But if you don't need what's happens to be at the office, you can work remotely. And because we have people scattered, not just across the US, but also overseas, our weekly all-staff Zoom is a great way for us to remember what all of us are doing, who we all are and what are we achieving. And I'll make it a point to have the heads of production or communications or R&D chip in as much as they can each week to keep others, all of us informed. The less I speak is usually better. And then I get to do show and tell. I can say, look, I got some report back from the field from a customer with this amazing success, and I'll show a photograph or video. So that kind of communication keeps us working together. If we were all in the same place, we would never make the time or have the space to meet together. So interestingly, online has drawn us closer and made our culture stronger.
Yeah, I mean, and then I know a common problem, especially in today's modern remote world, is working in silos, but it sounds like it's the opposite for your company. So it kind of building on top of that, how does cross-functional collaboration play into managing the different changes that your company experiences? So the changes meaning you're adapting to new market shifts, you're introducing new products, or even just improving processes internally and really questioning what you did yesterday. It shouldn't be necessarily what you do tomorrow. So how does that communication help roll out successful change for your business?
Okay, so there's a deliberate decision to include people in meetings. We have no patience, meaning I have no patience, but that's the benefit. I get to be the we. We have no patience for wasted meetings, meetings that exist, only because every Tuesday at 10 we do this. When we have, let's say we're launching new products, in our digital meeting, our video conference, we'll bring together the head of production, application chemist, our R&D scientist, head of communications, and I'll bring in outside people we work with. Could be a digital media company. Could be the gentleman who does our graphics and social media. He has his own company, but I'll make sure he's included in that discussion because these are the people who need to know what the plan is, what the timing is, and be able to point out things that maybe aren't in the plan yet. Potential roadblocks, things that some of us hadn't considered yet. So we go out of our way to bring cross-functional people together in strategic decisions, pricing decisions, any critical decision.
That's really awesome. And then this segues to my last question regarding just performance management. So you have all these individual cross-functional teams, everyone's working well together, they take a strategy and are able to deploy it effectively. How do you continue to measure performance on the individuals or the departments and then be able to drive continuous upskilling, training, and new learning so they can really contribute that back to the company?
Okay, so good. I'll take that in two parts. One, there's a performance review process, which means we just have a structure that emphasizes ongoing communication and goal setting. At the beginning of the process, the supervisor, manager will meet with their reports and set goals based upon the previous year and understanding what we need to achieve in the coming year. But it's not just the actual tasks that are reviewed during the year, and they're reviewed frequently. There can be a verbal assessment, just a mention every couple weeks, once a month. If somebody's going off track, we want to figure that out as soon as possible. It's better for everybody. We're spending time with the person and they want to succeed. So frequent communication is one method. But in addition to the specific tasks, there's a soft skills part of the assessment, which is what do we value? We value humility. We don't need a star. This has happened before in this company. And if somebody thinks that the company succeeds because of them individually, that doesn't work. So we say, there's a certain humility that we need to see, but we also want to recognize individual excellence. If one of our staff comes up with a brilliant idea or a breakthrough in a product or a better way of organizing the production area, that person's recognized, and they're recognized at during the annual review for that and compensated. But we don't spend a lot of time focused on any one individual. We always balance that against, that individual in production may be great at making our product, but if there's nobody answering the phone to take orders or nobody marketing to let people know that our product exists, who cares if they're great at making our product? That we all need each other.
I love the way you tie that all together, Michael. You linked how there's continuous feedback and performance that really feeds into the individual's growth, and then everyone's involved in those communications. So that really shows how effective it is to have cross-functional teams really collaborate with each other, and it shouldn't be underestimated. Sometimes all the focus on investment goes towards the production process, which isn't a bad thing. It's the core of your business, but oftentimes people sorely missed. And that's what could really make or break a company.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Michael, for joining us today. This was a great discussion on cultivating people, communications, and culture for organizational effectiveness. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thanks so much for having me.
You've been listening to Take Me to the Cloud. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to be alerted of new episodes. For more information, visit withum.com.